Hey guys, we'll get started in just a few minutes here. AR, why don't you say a few words?
Check it.
Dev, a few words that are not check it.
For science.
I completely missed what you said.
For science.
For science.
You monster.
Oh, I gotta write I need a fanfic of Purah meeting Gladys now.
And then they kissed.
Well, yeah.
So far, the most important part of Tears of the Kingdom is just getting a bunch of key size.
I thought I was committing war crimes and getting revenge for all those goddamn Korok seeds I hunted for, only to be gifted with a golden turd.
Yeah, you found me.
I don't bother going for the golden turd. I'm not that invested.
I just want inventory.
If I find the random shit, I get it. If I come across the one that needs to be dragged, it's like, oh, that's gonna be a 5 or 6 minute trek. No, I have better shit to do.
I dragged one. I should have. That was my golden opportunity to have my first crucifixion, but
I did the first couple. Then what happens is I come across them as I'm doing like involved stuff, trying to get to towers or shrines, and it'll be there. It's like, that's the opposite fucking direction. I'm not dealing with you right now.
I
just
took
put
the
down
most,
like a little icon and fuck off later.
I took the most delightfully sideways distracted trip to, like, I'm going to this town and I end up going through, like, I'm going through this place in the mainland to this place in the mainland, and I did probably a bunch of Koroks, a bunch of shrines, 2 towers, and one of the Sky Archipelagos on the way. But the Sky Archipelago landed me right on it, so I'm like, hey, I'm here. Okay. Exactly as I threw it up.
Okay, you guys
Followed
ready
the
to go?
itinerary perfectly, I suppose.
Welcome to the podcast where to entertain, inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark, a Red with Will, and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm A.R. Pulver, thinking maybe Chapter 2 was the friends we made along the way.
I'm DevQ, and what the fuck is Chapter 2?
Yeah, Chapter 2 is never showing up.
They're gonna get through they're gonna get to the end of June, it's gonna be like Chapter 1.5. Interlude.
See, here's the problem. They have to have stuff happen soon, because very soon marketing starts for the movie, and then everything is getting crushed underfoot.
Stuff has been technically happening. Something technically happened. It's just not
Okay.
that. It's just moving at a snail's pace.
Here's the issue with that, AR. Actually, let's just go ahead and jump into Seekers, since we're kind of already...
Yeah.
We're
already there.
We'll kind of introduce at some point. Here's the issue with saying that, AR. We have seen nothing more than we had in the first episode of 2020.
No, this is a first episode. Chapter 1 is a first episode.
I know, but the problem is
that's what's annoying about it.
The problem is we're like 3 months in at this point.
It's a 3 months first episode.
Yes.
This is like fucking Dragon Ball, except not as entertaining.
Like, Agumon is just evolving in the first episode of 2020.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. And here's the problem. You can occasionally look at the runtime in an episode of a show and go, okay, here's where we're at, so blah, blah, blah. We don't know if next week is... The thing, I've gotten so annoyed with, like, it not moving along. I forgot to even check to see if it said 117 or 2-1 for next time. So I'm scrolling down now to check. No,
No, it's
1-17
yeah,
next
no,
week.
they're gonna have the battle now. Once the battle's over and whatever result comes out of that, that will be the end of chapter 1 because this is written like a Digimon episode, only they're spending ass long taking with the describing the world.
And also how much of a fucking idiot he is.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like not.
Let's stop to flirt with the cop that's going after you. Great idea.
So last week they show off with the cargo Dramon at the castle, and like we get like the weird a lot of talking, like how they found him. You're with them. Your mind link. We got a tip, and and they're like repeating stuff we've been told, and then like, oh, there's a crossfire. It's like cross. Who are they fighting? Like, did I miss that? Because all of a sudden they said there was a cross. Are they like two of them crossfiring? Because Lugumon and Eiji weren't doing anything.
They were just kind of standing there.
Yeah, they were just. I think what the what vibe I got from that was that
But they said
to make the mapping project interesting. The guys called the police just to get them to scramble a little bit to see what that was about.
no.
What
I'm saying they said there was an actual crossfire, like between people, and that's in Onkei's translation also. That at some point, while Eiji and Lugumon are talking to them, they start shooting and there's a crossfire, and I guess it's just generic command Dramon or something because they like move on immediately from that, from them being shot at like multiple people.
It is an interaction with the police, so that should be expected.
Well, no.
Yeah, these things just happen though.
Well, the cops talked first, which isn't really realistic.
Oh, that's true.
And then weirdly, like Eiji calms down when he realizes it's a girl, which is fun.
That's not at all problematic.
And then it stops to comment on her clothes.
Yeah, everything's great.
Nothing
wrong with this at all.
It's very weird how it stopped. It's like she has Gyaru makeup and she has a hat, boots, and a jacket. She doesn't really look like a cop. Wink, wink. And then
it's okay that she's antagonizing because she's hot.
Yes, it stops to do that, and Eiji stops like 2 or 3 times to comment on this, which is weird because they don't have him actually say she's attractive or hot. He's just like, oh, it's a girl. That's fine. At least say why he's interested in her, because otherwise it's weird because he's not really.
Our Digimon,
maybe he has a pop kink.
Our Digimon protagonist has the same mentality as Brock around Officer Jenny.
But no, Brock would actually comment on them being beautiful
Brock
or whatever.
More competent as well.
Yeah, like, that's true.
Yeah, it's
like care of himself.
The game level's about the same.
Like you know what the issue is? Eiji's acting like the generic kid in an anime. It's a girl, and then he doesn't comment on what that means. We're just supposed to know, even though this is theoretically meant to be like an older light novel. Eiji's just like, haha, girl. And then that's it.
He's supposed to, like, we're supposed to believe he's like 17 years old and trying to.
But he's acting like he's 5.
Adulthood. He acts like he's 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Not even that. He's like the most emotionally immature character in existence.
Emotionally, yeah. He's a 10-year-old gogglehead. Let's scale that down.
And then launching out of Cargo Dramon, this is where like they set it up as like. And then at the end of the chapter, they don't say who it is, but it's like it's a slug. It's like, did they just do a bunch of setup to act like Numamon's threatening?
Yep, they did.
Yep.
And then Numamon has a light on his head, and like he's just screaming about arresting them. And then it is talking for talking's sake. It is.
Like we have to exposition.
Yeah. And then and then they do that weird character thing where a character talks too much and then gets upset that they're giving personal information to them But
Right?
why are you saying that your name's like, oh, it's from
Why is
Shogi.
he
This is from
using
Princess. Why are you telling him this? And why
right?
are you upset at him that you're
That's the writer is thinking this is a clever way to sneak that information to the audience, and it's really clumsy.
See, here's the thing. I don't mind it being clumsy. It's where, and we've talked about this before, where
I
they have
do.
the character talk about it being, this is stupid that I shouldn't be doing. Like that's supposed to make it, I'm winking at the audience that I know this is a thing to do.
It's like this is supposed to be a tense standoff between alleged criminal, alleged police officer, except both parties have ADD.
And then
Yeah.
and then he's like, my name's AG. And then she's like, I didn't ask you shit. And he's like, no, forget that. I'm Fang. It's like, oh, I forgot he had that nickname that does not fit at all.
It feels like that conversation is supposed to be played for laughs, even though there's no reason this scene should be played for laughs. Like that's not what you want to be doing here.
And
It's
then they
it's
and then they
weird.
detail how like, oh, the police are going to make a list of code. It's like, yeah, I think you would have already known that. And then Numamon's just,
Apparently a giant wee
Just
woo turd.
yeah.
crapping on everybody.
Yeah, and then like Lugamon's ranting about the Numamon and she's upset about it. It's weird because like if it were not structured as little bites to eat, the stuff that I find annoying I might find appealing because it would be part of a larger whole.
If this was a minute in a first episode, the whole exchange took 1 minute, and everything else was going on top of that. This might be entertaining.
Yeah, that's the
Not when it's the entire week session for the week.
I honestly wonder if it would make more sense if they just went, okay, it's not a year long, it's going to be half a year and we'll do updates every other week. Because part of the issue is they're like chopping it up in weird ways that doesn't always structurally work.
There's no natural stopping point between
So
all of the
it creates
segments.
an odd issue where even if it's content that I might find annoying as part of a larger piece, it might be fun where I'd like roll my eyes and go ha ha ha. Instead, it's all we get is like bantering and then like mock battling. And then like in the middle of the battle, everyone starts talking to each other again.
Yeah, it's it's just not great. It's not very confident writing.
And
It's like
then
I want to see what happens now that with Lou Garmon to see if they actually have any sort of intention of portraying an action scene with any degree of coolness.
yeah, so we get the battles, he gets sucked in, and we get what's supposed to be the Iron Man vision. And then they
Mm.
stop so Lugamon can be like, since we got here, I felt the power. The power. And then he they stop to
Oh,
have,
praise God!
and then here's where they actually where they stop because he says he wants to evolve. You're doing that 5 seconds later. You don't have to tell us that.
No, you don't have to build up to it. It's like I'm ready to evolve. Just like, hey,
Just fucking do it.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready for this. Let's go.
yeah.
Boom.
And then
Sequence.
they
Cue the
evolve.
cue the
The
music in your head. Yeah.
and then the end. And the issue, see, having the image at the end works great, except for one thing. And
It is a private whatsoever.
we already knew what Lugerman looked like. Here's the issue I have, honestly. It feels a little too much like a 15-year-old girl going, I'm going to make the darkest cyberpunk Digimon story ever. It's going to be a dog, but he's going to be on fire, and he's going to have a muzzle, and he's going to breathe fire. It's going to be a devil dog. And his
Oh,
name's
yeah.
Lugarm.
Lou Garmon.
We added an R.
It's a bit too, I'm going to make this dark. I'm going to be.
While arguing, while having
They
these
just need to give him a gun.
See, here's
Well,
here's the
while
problem.
having these it's supposed to be dark while having these stupid arguments between
20
AG
year
and
20
Satsuki.
20 years ago, these images would already put in a Linkin Park anime music video. Just
Absolutely. I would have
crawling
enjoyed
in
it even
there.
more if it was.
I see. I still think that if they like put this together as an actual book, I might enjoy it more. It's just so haphazard the way they're putting it out
No,
there.
even as a book, this is taking too long.
But no, but see, here's the thing. I've lost track of how many pages this would actually be as a book. I think this would only be 20 or 30 pages.
That's still too long.
No,
There's
I'm
so
fine.
much stuff in here they could be
Oh,
condensed
well, I
in.
would say this. The babbling and exposition, you could probably get rid of half of it without getting rid of anything.
Oh yeah, easily.
But like, if this were structured better, I think I'd be enjoying it more. I think the issue is it's just nothing. Like, even an episode, if they do a cliffhanger with the evolution right at the end, it's because so much happens right before it that you can leave on that awesome cliffhanger. Here, it was people babbling at each other for two chapter chunks.
Hmm. You have to switch up the if you're gonna do it in sessions, you have to switch up scenes. Like AG's been in the wall place for 2 months now.
Has he been there that long in the story?
I think he's been there that long. I think he's been in the digital world
It's
for
been
two
it's been
months.
it's been 8 chunks.
I think he went in around
Wow. Oh,
chapter 8, or he went in like chapter 8 or 9, yeah, or session 8 or 9.
oh, it didn't feel
It's
that
been
long.
bad.
It didn't feel that long
It's
to me. I was gonna say like 5 at the most, but I think you're
it's
right.
been a while.
Yeah.
It's endless.
I
Like
st-
if you're
I
going
st-
back to the first time he Iron Man, yeah,
I
I
still
think
really
that's
hold
2
out
months.
hope that when chapter 2 hits, it will get moving. Although they do need to figure out what
I
to do.
don't
The weakest part of this so far is AG. They need to figure out what to fucking do. Because here's the problem: they can't decide if he's the normal Digimon 10-year-old protagonist or if he's supposed to be 17. We're supposed to take him seriously. Isn't quite the right word, but like
he's a
he,
man child.
he's not even a good man child though.
No, he's not.
He's just a fucking loser.
Yeah.
But like he's not even like a proper 17-year-old loser. It's like what we're talking about, where he's not even like.
He wants to portray himself as this dark, brooding guy, but he gets overexcited about literally everything he comes across, which does not suit his image at all.
Yeah.
Like, which is part of it is that he's trying to sell the world and the concept. Like, it's a Digimon Linker, this is the coolest thing ever. Oh, Lugamon is the coolest thing ever. Oh, Girl
Like
Cop,
they're
that's the coolest thing
subverting it,
ever.
but
No,
not
but
a good
see,
way.
I keep going back to the one though because he doesn't say anything about her other than she's a girl. Give us something about why she's cool to him outside of I've never met a girl before. Say something like
I'm
it
not
does.
convinced that prior to that secretary he
Oh
had met a
wow,
girl
someone can
before.
also do a link
But but
or
but
oh,
like but like even with the secretary, at times he kind of acted cool, sort of. Not on
not
purpose, but
really.
Yeah,
not on
accidentally.
purpose. You know
Once he
what
He
got
kind
the
of borrowed the
credentialed.
you know
cool
what
from the professor.
you know what part of the issue is we're they write the story as if the linker is this new thing, but to us, the linker is just
Just
a
the
slightly
button.
different shape band on the bracelet. And if
The
you buy
bracelet.
one, they don't even give you the watch. The special set that you bought to get it early does not actually include a vital bracelet. You get the dim card and you get the band. You have to have your own watch for it to be relevant. But this is treating it like it's some brand new, never before seen thing. It's like, yes, he has a slightly different blue/purple band.
It's
It's
still
fucking
I still have to wonder whether this is selling the Vital Bracelet better or worse than Ghost Game did, because Ghost Game did a really
Worse.
crap job of it too.
See, Ghost Games sold it poorly, but it occasionally showed it and it looked cool. It just didn't do
what
much.
actually killed my motivation to get the red one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They did another batch of fan art, and a few people commented that there's no standby page for 117. They don't put those up, but when they post the new chapters on Twitter, they say the next one that's coming. It was mentioned in chat. Someone didn't see the standby page. Though there is no standby page. If you check Digimon Web on Twitter, when they put up 116, the same post says 117 will be out next week, and they still give the wrong time because they're unaware of daylight savings time in the US. So it's
Yeah.
still they still give like 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. every Sunday, even though it's 8 and 11.
Me,
Yeah,
I didn't read it until an hour ago, so
you didn't miss much.
nope.
I just kind of like binged it during like my 8-minute break at work.
I honestly think if they made the chapters more like 20 minutes, it'd be more fulfilling. It just is not enough, especially weekly, to work. At least for
Yeah,
me.
I killed off 2 in just maybe about 3 minutes tops.
Yeah.
I think the lengths would be okay if they did something with them.
See, I'm not sure that they would have to be writing it as a web novel for that to work, and that clearly was not done. This was written
Yeah.
as a light novel, and then it was split apart. Which makes me wonder if at one point they planned to just sell a book in the summer, and then they went, wait, we can
We
make
can
the.
milk this.
Because here's the other issue: they market it as like this whole 25th anniversary thing, and it's fucking not. Minus that they say it's a 25th anniversary project, it has no relevance to the franchise at large yet.
They just threw in a Tyrannomon.
Yes,
3 of them.
so far. And then that's it for Seekers. And hey, look, there's going to be a Digimon announcement at Otakon. And so says Justin Savakis. And I was quoted as saying, And
Yes, you don't know anything about this at all, I'm sure.
multiple people messaged me after seeing I said that, and they said that's the funniest fucking thing I've seen all day.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, is anyone like straight up asking, so what is it? Like you're gonna tell them?
Oh, I've seen good guesses. I've seen guesses that are fucking horrendously bad. They're gonna announce Digimon Story,
They're going to announce a Digimon
or
Burlesque.
or
Yes,
my or
Discotech is Discotech is going to announce the next story
or
game at
are
Otakon.
are you ready for the worst guess so far?
Yes,
Okay.
I think I might have seen it, but
Okay, it starts with I know who that is. That's the voice of Tai in 2020.
oh god, okay, that's worse.
And you can imagine where this thought path leads from there. But yes, I've seen multiple guesses that thinks Justin is Tai in 2020.
Which is really embarrassing if you know what the voice of Tai in 2020 looks like.
Yes.
Just leaving it
But
there.
also it's worth mentioning. It's not like they have similar names where like
Not at all.
it's not like they definitely don't look alike. They don't have similar names. They
Nope.
don't have similar usernames. Justin doesn't say anything to suggest that he's a voice. But yes, there and of course, if you click the link where I put it, because people were responding to me with stuff like story, I say who Justin is,
Mm-hmm.
and I detail who Justin is, and that's about as much of a clue as anyone's going to get.
This is a
Their reading
Discotech thing.
comprehension is pissing on the poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you guys go ahead and guess what you think it's going to be?
Blu-rays?
Wild guess there, Dev.
I'm gonna be a little more specific than that. I see a lot of people guessing that it's a 02 announcement. I think it's gonna be the movies. At least the adventure movies is my guess.
Those are all
I don't know if
certainly
it's
guesses.
like I would say like a release of the Japanese version of at least movies 1 and 2. That's what I'll put down.
See, you guys at least have what I consider to be reasonable guesses based on knowing who he is and knowing enough about it. Those are reasonable guesses. Oh yeah, and Otakon is about a month and a half away. And what I especially love this is anyone responding to me or Justin with the sneaky eyes and people going, that person must know. What does Chris McFeely know? It's like
Ugh.
you don't know Chris McFeely knows anything because Chris loves to jump in
Chris.
and help stir the pot.
Yeah.
He's a fucking troll, and a glorious one, but
All wikis should look to Chris McFeely as a guide. Digimon fandom lost so much when he decided to spend more time with Sonic and Transformers. Yeah. So that's about a month and a half away, and we will certainly be talking about it after.
Did they mention what day is going to be on?
There is no Otakon schedule yet.
That's up to the scheduling gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not a scheduling god for that convention. I'm only a scheduling god for 2 others.
And ironic,
one of which I need to send the schedule out to various people tonight still.
And I believe the weekend
Oops.
after Otakon would be the show week, but I believe that's when AR will not be around. So
the day after Otakon ends, I will be flying. So unless you want me to try to do a half-hour podcast from the Detroit airport, I don't think it's going to happen.
We'll see if it's good news or not. It may be that based on scheduling, maybe we do one a day early that week.
I mean, you're not going to. It's not going to be bad news. It's not going to be like, yeah, that Blu-ray's canceled. No Adventure.
I mean, here's the thing. It could just be that the subbed Blu-rays will be there early.
No, what's really happened is that
it's not.
they're
Since
all
you
going
said
to
it.
implode.
To be fair, since I'm technically the marketing manager, I could be saying it just to fuck with people, and it actually is what's happening.
Oh, we'll just pass that off to Justin and see what he says. It's like, so this clip Mark just put up this theory. What's your take on that?
I'd like that you think that I like that you think that if I was going to do that, I wouldn't have already talked to 10 people and said, I'm going to do it, and it'll throw them off the scent. And moving on from that to, hey, we have movie stuff. They're going to do monthly little going over the character, showing us the art, showing us the storyboard. I really wish people would read the stuff before commenting on the storyboard. Someone's like, she has a child. No, God. She doesn't. Read the text.
Running a daycare. She's helping with the daycare. She's just helping at a daycare. Yeah.
She doesn't have like 4 children.
Though I will say I love the Tailmon getting grabbed.
Yes.
Look, that's just what happens when you have furry creatures around small children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They suffer. And
the storyboard is notable because it's by director Taguchi. And they finish by going, hey, send in your favorite, quote or episodes for Hikari. One of the Digimon partner staffers gave a sample answer. Adventure episode 37, which is the Angelmon episode. O2 episode.
Oh yeah, Adventure 37. Yeah.
O2 episode 7, which I believe is the Andromon one.
Which episode? 7?
Yeah, I think that's Andromon in O2.
That's Andromon.
And then episode 31, which is the Sylphimon episode.
The Sylphimon, yeah.
Yeah. And their favorite Hikari line was from Adventure episode 18. O2 episode 18. We won't go back home until we've beaten the Kaiser. That's the sort of determination that we need. And I like starting off with Hikari first because it's a good one to start off with because it's probably the one that's easiest to have figured out what she would be up to.
Yeah, it's not revealing a whole lot.
Yeah.
Except that she has a kid.
Who's torturing Tailmon. I love that fucking art. The stretchy face they've done to Tailmon there is perfect. Yeah, so we'll see another one of these in a few weeks. And then we got a nice stack of DigiFes news. So first, we have the key art. And I will say, we were being told the truth. This is very different than how key art's been structured in recent years for these. Normally, it's themed very much on the venue. Like the Tamers art was done because they were at that marina place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The art last year, they couldn't figure out what to do, so they put them on the stairs right outside the venue. Here, they said 2 things. One, the structure would be different, which it is. It's structured all on 02 and digital stuff. And 2, they suggested that most of what we would see would be sellable this year. And in fact, looking around, outside of stuff that might be considered affectations on the kids, like Miyako's bracelet, shoes, that sort of thing. They are all wearing the shirt, which is being sold, and a number of them have the pen lights with the
I
D3 on it.
actually really want that. That's cute as shit.
Daisuke and Vmon both are doing the V, which could be a V sign or a 2 for 02. Armadamon's having way too much fun with. I want to say shirt, but doesn't that look more like a towel? That's not really like a shirt.
It looks like a scarf, kind of.
Well, no, it looks like one of those muffler towels they often sell.
Yeah, the little. Yeah.
In fact, I want to say all the Digimon, minus Vmon and Ukomon and Wormmon, all the ones who have something, it's a muffler towel, I'm pretty sure. Although Armadamon's having way too much fun with it, I feel like.
That's dangerous.
It's weird because I keep looking and they don't have them next to their Digimon. So your eyes have to scan the picture much more than normal. Because like you look up and you see Patamon, and
Yeah,
next
they're all
to
on opposite. They're all on opposite sides
That's
of each other,
Iori.
yeah, and
except for Iori and
yeah, and
yeah.
isn't it nice that Takaru they gave a hat?
Of course.
Yep.
That is the greatest
Just
joke.
like with Leomon dying.
That is the greatest thing that Tri introduced that they are not minimizing in any form is just the tats just change at random. Yeah, I love the key art though. Um, they did pre-sales for the shirt and the pen light. They also opened up general ticketing, and they gave us details of the reading play. Both are about the day of a certain fireworks shows, but with different plots for performance. One has to do with them trying to win a lotto for VIP tickets in a haunted house. The, the other is they get lost at a fireworks show and they have to follow clues and be rational. And that does not happen in
Oh,
Street
that's
Force.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not them.
Yeah, that's not the O2 cast at all. And the cast of both plays is the entire Kazuna, the beginning O2 cast, along with special guests who may just appear as voices. It feels like that means Tai Chi to me.
Hard to say.
Yeah, this feels very much like the Tri Beach one, where they went sillier and then they sort of stopped doing that to try to be like, it needs to have depth if we're going to do these. And then that stopped being fun.
I think that was the other seasons. I don't think I thought the 02 one was the first 02 one they did was kind of.
Well, remember
silly.
that wasn't a stage play. That was a Blu-ray bonus.
Yeah.
Even Frontier's Blu-ray bonus was kind of like wacky bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Pumpmon and Gatsumon showed up.
Yeah.
Dusk. Loemon kept trying to go evil and turn into Duskmon.
Mm-hmm.
I weirdly like that pen light, even though it's basic cheap crap. That it's customized to be like the D3 I dislike.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
But also like simple.
Yeah, and also for DigiFest, they started going, hey, post up your DigiFest memories with this hashtag on Digimon Partners, and most people ignored them and put it on Twitter. As you do.
Yeah.
I like it that they've been posting some of the photos on Twitter though afterwards, and there's been some nice ones. Like the person with the Wormmon plush at DigiFest. Or like the one person they were posting that they're bringing their Agumon plush to all the different DigiFests in different outfits.
Aww.
Yeah, and that was just neat. Moving on from that, Digimon Partners did their monthly DigiGift calendar, and it's new art for Digimon Savers.
I was not expecting that even remotely.
It's nice new art, but once again, I have the same complaint I had last time. The art's great, it looks great. The compositing for the actual calendar is fucking horrendously ugly. It's like low resolution junk. Like they do this.
I don't understand why they have it so small. It's like phones have, actual computing power. It doesn't need to be 5 kilobytes.
Well, that's the thing. The actual image is fine resolution-wise, and the art a bit over compressed, but I fixed that in like 5 seconds. But the actual compositing of the dates,
It's
it's
done.
like they took a low resolution one, upscaled it poorly, and went, "Yep, that's good." The art quality on this though is great, honestly.
Yeah. I put this as my phone screen because I needed to update. I still had the Survive Kids.
Well, you
It's
get it.
like
Well, you get it for a
I
month.
yep. Next month better be
It.
something usable too.
I feel like I can already guess what next month is. I feel like it has to
Like
be the DigiFes artwork
yeah.
Yeah.
with the same horribly composited bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Honestly, though, if they composited those in nicer, I would have no complaints about these. It's just that the
I
act.
kind of Sabers cast now.
I did not hear what you just said.
I kind of want to see the rest of the Sabers cast now.
Yeah, me too.
I think while I don't
I
disagree, it seems like it was above the line of what to expect that we got new Sabers art as part of this in the first place.
they can have December.
December is considered a good month.
No, I meant something that's not
I have to look
interfering
at
with
retail.
DigiFes or the new movie.
Yeah, I guess December would make sense.
I went Santa Gaumon.
I think Santa Lalamon would be funnier. Just with the hat and nothing else. And also,
I want her to have a whip made of coal.
technically speaking, you could put the hat on her and just have her head entirely covered because it's the same shape. Like there's nothing for the hat to like sit on, so it's just a hat.
Wait, no, even better. They just tie antlers to the little yellow leaf on her head.
And then, okay, we get like multiple swerves in a week. So first, from Psycho Jump, we see that Digimon Dreamers is going on a hiatus because it's moving to Digimon Web, and they'll be putting all the old chapters up. And then Tenya Yabuno posts. It was like he posted on like early Saturdays, like he's heard that apparently they're going to be putting them up in English and Chinese also, so fans around the world will be able to read it, and he's very happy about that. And later that day, Digimon, whoever runs Digimon Twitter must have realized that the writers and artists is going, hey, this is apparently happening. They went, yes, English and Chinese, but we still have no actual details about like how it's going up. But hey, Digimon Dreamers is officially going up in multiple languages, which is good. It, I assume all the chapters will be up before it exits its hiatus in the fall, and that will be fun. Hopefully the translation's good, but
I doubt it.
it
I've heard it's
no,
yeah.
there is no manga there. It is the text thing going through the machine translator that people are like going, the translation's not good. There is no manga there yet, people. It is a generic synopsis going through a machine translator. There is no manga there at the moment. People keep going, well, this is a sample of the manga translation. No, it's not. Is it going to be any better? Maybe not, but there's nothing there to show what the manga is going to look like at all, period.
I'm not optimistic.
Oh, I'm not saying I am either, but there's a very difference from it's probably going to be this to people going, there's already a sample there when there's not.
Like, but we have options.
Yeah.
Which I need to finish.
Uh-huh. So we will see when stuff starts to go up, and hopefully good resolution. And Tenya Abuno also put up the chapter page for 21, which is the last one in Psycho Jump, and a bunch of people. This is where we point out that people like need to comment. People go, I don't understand why it would leave Psycho Jump. Psycho Jump is a marketing magazine for 8-year-olders.
Yeah.
Like it is it is spin-off stuff to currently running animes and stuff like that, and occasionally card promos to get older fans to buy. It is not like it's
It's not V Jump.
even V Jump is mostly marketing stuff, but like V Jump is aimed at everyone. Psycho Jump is not like a manga magazine. It is a magazine filled with manga to market to brands. There's nothing to market Digimon for month to month like this at the moment. It's more valuable putting it online where people will go, maybe look up Seekers, maybe look up toys, and so forth. But as it is, there's no reason for it to be there. Outside of 1 or 2 pages of card previews every month, I don't even know if it has anything Digimon anymore in it. I would I wouldn't be shocked if it ends around 26 or so though, to be honest. It feels like that's about, because that would be about a second volume physically. So
That makes sense.
so I wouldn't be shocked if we get roughly half a year once that happens. Especially since he's helping judge the stuff for the next Digimon manga, theoretically. So we will see. And God bless Dev when they decide how to officially translate the Pulsemon's name. Because as far as I'm aware, Wikimon's already been arguing about how to spell his name.
Oh God.
I wonder what the current spelling is. Let's see here. The current spelling is... Oh, Pulsemon with the nickname Paul. That makes more sense than what it originally was on there, to be
I was
honest.
expecting Pursmon.
It was originally Pal. Which, here's the thing. Pal could be what they use
That
without
would make sense.
without
Like,
an
hey, it's
official...
like
But
buddy.
here's the thing. Without an official translation, they use the first 2 syllables of Pulsemon, is I believe how it's spelled in Japanese. So it could be Pal, but without any information, I would probably just say it's a shortening of Pulsemon, which also fits the shortening he used in V Tamer a lot. Not that
Yep,
it's
because
not...
it was Pal and Pole.
No. I mean for characters in general. Like, it'd be Leo the Leomon, Gabu the Gabumon. A good chunk of the names there were just shortening the whatever.
It's like, oh, I don't feel like lettering the entirety of this. Just
Yes,
everyone has a nickname.
exactly. So I'm looking forward to that. We will see how it actually ends up. And then Card-O-Rama. So first up, Elecmon. Great art, great design work on this, frankly.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'm so
Um,
happy.
Tokomon and Messenger of Hope. Messenger of Hope is an anime card, so we don't have to say anything about Midas. That is definitely not the better video that I worked on.
Nope.
No, it's not. It hurts to look at.
The Tokomon art looks great. They're looking at something shiny. And we got to see what it was at the next update, where it's a Patamon in front of Stingla. The Patamon looks so amazing in this art. Like, it's almost CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it
I
looks
love the
fantastic.
Angemons in the background on the stained glass too.
Yeah. And the Patamon in the stained... I love the Patamon in the stained glass.
Oh yeah, just a ball.
Yeah. Gaburimon, great leaping art. I love anytime Asmaria does not do mech type stuff. It's so easy to forget how good he is at, like, flesh detailing and shit. Because we're so used to it being spiky mech. So it's always fun to see him do, like, a non-spiky character. Gesomon, this is the coolest thing Gesomon's ever been associated with, I think.
Which isn't much, so.
But it's still
He's cute
true.
now.
Yeah.
He's attacking a ship. Good for him. Shakomon just has a bunch of them hanging out at the beach. This is one where it's cute, but there's nothing in the image itself, minus that it's Shakomon with a background and also another few Shakomon. Shellmon, I love the angle on this one. It really feels different for Shellmon.
Yeah, I usually don't get like above
Yeah.
view for that one. It's just like from the side or below.
Shellmon in my head is just the same pose we always see him at, which is the anime and the anime profile, where we see him from like 3/4 to the front,
Yep,
straight
and
on.
just coming out of the shell.
Yes. And then we get Beaumon with the Fusamon. That is
God's the best one.
that is amazingly cute art.
Look at they're
Yeah.
sitting on
Yeah.
newspapers.
And then we get Lugarmon trying to look very menacing and evil.
He just looks confused.
I'm a
Looks
13-year
Like
old.
my dog when I make a funny
I'm
noise.
I'm a 13-year-older's idea of what's edgy, but also
he
if I
he looks like a dark version of a Digicross involving Darulumon.
I mean,
Am I the only one who sees that?
no, I get what you mean. Where it's sort of like Darulumon, where he would try to act menacing, and then the next
Yeah.
scene he'd look like a goof.
It's like,
Yeah,
okay, yep, he's
yeah.
Tsundere.
And then Waves of Sincerity, which is the screen cap. I feel like we should get like the blast firing off in the screen cap, because instead it's just like a weird shot of Zudomon
Yeah.
and Joe. Great Joe art. I feel like it's not quite as distinct as the Mimi art, at least for me.
Yeah, it's just
hard to say.
Yeah,
it's Joe.
yeah. Plesiomon gets some great art. Plesiomon gets to be relevant for 5 seconds.
I'm still trying to figure out what that other Digimon back in the corner is.
It looks
Hard to
familiar.
tell. Yeah,
I'm not
text
sure.
is covering up too much of
Yeah.
it to
Then
identify it.
Missimon and DCD Bomb. Now, interestingly, someone said this is actually the first time we've seen a DCD bomb. That they've described it and stuff, but it's never been shown. I don't know if that's true, but it's interesting. It looks very much like the Bombmon.
It does.
And Missimon looks cool in there also. Satsuki is the profile art. Now, she is the
Hey,
one. She's the one with the
let's.
Numamon in the current chapters, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
They've been
Yes.
Just
swapping
because she's
between.
from
Yeah,
They,
Numamon on
they
her.
mislabeled this card. It should be Girl Cop.
uh,
Numamon fan.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
Um,
big. She has a
then
Numamon lapel.
then Commandramon. Great art of them like going through the wall slum. It good background and everything. Uh, uh,
Interrogating a
yeah.
Pagumon.
A big high point of the month is Pangeamon. That is amazing artwork.
And he exists.
Saber Leomon also gets amazing artwork. Doesn't quite stand up to Leomon and Pangeamon though, to be honest.
No.
Just because they had
Which,
Devimon gets some great art. That's fantastic art for him. Darkwing Delusion is a screen cap, although not as ugly a screen cap as we're used to be fair. Cockatreemon gets art that says, "Hey, it's Cockatreemon," and doesn't
Yep.
do like there's some
That's
nice
that's
blurring
its
around it, but it doesn't show it doing anything in here.
that's its pose.
Yes, it is.
That's what a Cockatreemon does.
Piccolomon looks great. It's not doing much, but it looks great. I feel like you need to show scale in an image with Piccolomon.
Yeah.
Koromon looks great. It's Kenji Watanabe drawing Koromon with a bunch of Botomon. It just looks good. War Dragon of Courage is screenshot. And really not a good choice, to be honest.
No, not at all.
yeah.
Agumon from Kenji Watanabe. And
I like this.
yeah, and card battles on a break that week because it's a 5 Thursday month. So Maguro and Chiba just posted a photo of Chiba fucking around. Basically, it's like, hey, 5 months, so let's just say it's a week off. But they still put that Agumon card is the extra preview they would have done with card battle, so they still did that. Numemon, which is specifically the one from
Yeah.
Seekers with the police side. They should have waited to put up the chapter for this one. They did it first so we knew what was coming. This really would have been a great card to wait for, honestly. And then Black King Numemon, which is a good choice, doing both of its attacks at once.
Oh,
I like when they show the ones doing multiple attacks. It's always a high point for me. Then we get Tanamon and Togemon. Great art of both, honestly. I like the Togemon just sitting there looking at the leaf and there's Numemon around doing nothing. And then, oh no, they let out the edgy teenager again. It's Hell Lugarmon.
Oh no.
who let the dogs out?
It's just fire.
And a skull. A metal skull.
A metal,
Isn't
metal
that a
dog skull.
isn't that a metal skull mask? You know what? You know what this is? If you look at it carefully, it's like when you see a movie or a TV show that takes place in the 70s and a parent is freaking out about Kiss. And it's just like, really? Yeah, they look real terrifying. Skull Greymon, great. This is like a better evil image to me because it just looks menacing, and it's launching
It has like
it's
the
like he's
atmosphere.
smirking.
Yeah, you know what? It feels like it would have fit in if we were told. Like you can see a city in the background, but ignoring that, it feels like this could be Skull Greymon from the Ghost Game episode,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
where it's kind of in a weird nightmare space and stuff. Then we got some,
Chase you around.
yeah. Then some batches. We get Skull Satamon doing his little staff. Deathmon. A lot of people didn't like the perspective on this one. They felt it made his bottom look tiny. I kind of like the flying perspective. Palmon looks good. I love when they do like the new art in anime styles with backgrounds and stuff. Poison Ivy looks great.
The anime plus looks good.
Yeah. Then Card Battle from about a week and a half ago has Lugumon and Eiji. We had looks at these early. Now, these were blank originally when we got the first previews, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it was just the titles. There weren't any actual
Yeah,
like
they like blanked out everything.
text.
Yeah. Eiji is his art that made people go, oh man, we're getting an adult cool protagonist. And no, we did
Yeah.
not. And
Yeah.
Lugumon looks best in this weird SD styling, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I still want some of the Digimon figures of Lugumon.
It
It would
feels like
fit perfectly.
it feels like you could do a series or two, do that, do the Numemon with the light on its head.
Or maybe just do like the 3X antibody child levels together
Yeah.
since they're on the poster.
Yeah. And then they showed off the cards that are getting parallel cards from the survey pack. Actually, new cards. And there's some interesting choices here. It's Shadramon, Nightmon, Morphmon, Rust Tyrannomon getting an ace card, Diablomon getting an ace card, and Skull Knightmon. I think the winner here is probably Nightmon for cool looking art. Because like the issue is Diablomon looks cool, but also if you told me that was reused Diablomon art, I would have to go and check. And then for some prize cards, we get Koromon, Metal Greymon Virus, and Black War Greymon. The Metal Greymon card with the other pieces, the other evil ones, looks great. And also we get Evil Koromon training. Then at the Bandai card shop in the Namco Akihabara shop, they put up, promotional stuff for Digimon card game months, which is running until the end of July. We got some previews there. I think all of these previews we got previews of later before the show. But they're doing all sorts of little events there.
Okay.
We got a printable playmat for 15 and 16 using the box art. We got a promo poster for set 14. They used to give us these high resolution, now they don't. These are lower resolution than the single card previews.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Because, like, it's not like they spoil stuff in them anyways, in general. Promo art showing Fenrilugumon.
It just looks like Mirage Galgamon, pretty much.
I was going to say General Knight Gurumon. In fact, that's the place on the poster that we would get Metal Gurumon.
Yes. I'm surprised he didn't flip him around because like they're both facing the left.
I think they don't want to because this is the first time we're seeing the art, so they don't want to flip stuff around really, even though there's probably nothing to stop it. And then we got clean card images of Starter Deck 15 and 16. Plus, this is where like, oh, a 3-month break where I don't have to do this. It's like, oh, organizing the promo cards for these. 3 months meant there was like 75 of them.
Sorry.
And because I always put in too much effort, I still organize them into their actual groups. So if you scroll below the previews of the starter decks, I actually still went through and go, this is what these promo cards are. This is these. Linking to the articles when we have them for all of them.
You're a masochist.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 batches of them. And then they announced Tamer Battle EX, which is another Tamer Battle monthly event that will start in September. Wait, was it September or was it October? August and September is when it starts. It will be Tamer Battleable with custom rules. The first rule set will be 3-on-3, and the prizes will be Tamer Battle Pack 19 for everyone who participates, and Royal Knights Purge with parallel art of the art from Hyper Coliseum. And the interesting thing is we don't know what Battle Pack 19 is. They only announced it for this, and they've not done previews yet. So all we know is Shoutmon's on the cover. So Shoutmon is probably the card and the winner's card. And that is
He deserves it.
And that is great anime plus style art of Shoutmon. Just fantastic. Hard Battle did their matches for 15 and 16. That was up. They did ace decks on both sides. And that will probably be off break in 3 days from now. And then everyone's favorite, it's time for polls. People got really fucking upset about this one. The poll results from the version 5.
I don't know, they looked pretty much what we pretty much predicted.
Roughly. A number of people were upset at Metal Tyrannomon winning by 1 vote. Yeah. X Tyrannomon was only down by 1 vote. So that kind of upset people that X Tyrannomon was that close to winning.
But it's X Tyrannomon. Why would... What else are you voting for?
And then, third place, Dark Tyrannomon and Devidramon had the exact same amount of votes.
Oh, that's great.
The showings here were
like all of these.
The showings here were all pretty solid until you hit Tuskmon. Tuskmon, Cyclomon, Gizamon, and Raremon.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
It isn't.
Deltamon had a decent showing, though.
No, I
think Deltamon,
Gazimon, Flymon, and Nanomon all had decent showings, honestly.
Yeah.
The other ones are just like, well, you already have dinosaurs in this set that are cooler.
Yeah. Especially since
have a few people where it's just like, okay, well, this weird creature is my favorite.
Especially since the top 4 were over 60%, that everyone else mostly had good showings. And then the new poll was a surprise, but I don't think it was a bad surprise for many people. Pick your favorite adult form of the leads from Digimon Savers.
Rest in peace, Sunflowmon.
And then people were upset that Peckmon wasn't showing up. Peckmon is the +1.
He is the +1.
Peckmon is not the actual lead. Peckmon is the Green Ranger, but less popular.
I don't know if he's less popular, but I
No,
don't
no, no,
mind
less.
keeping it to the
No,
trio.
I mean less popular in the sense that the Green Ranger is like the most popular among the Power Rangers.
Well, yeah.
Pekmon, at best, is on the same level as these three.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. At the same level, like
I
Pekmon would beat Sunflowmon.
see. Here's
It's
Pekmon's.
not that hard.
Here's Pekmon's level of relevance. I said Pekmon, and then in my head I went, I hope it's Pekmon, or else I've forgotten the name.
Yes, it's Pekmon.
It
Yeah,
was more relevant in Next.
yeah. And
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it
and
really
my
was.
personal favorite response when I put this up, which shows Saber's popularity, was people going, "Why does Greymon look different?"
Wow.
That was,
Considering how many games Geo Greymon's been in by now.
yeah. You should be able to identify Geo Greymon.
Yeah.
So who do you think wins?
I it's probably gonna be Geo Greymon. I'm trying to
I
envision a
feel
world where Gaugamon takes it.
I feel like I feel like
it's a hard
Galgamon
sell.
could, because it's a small number of things, and it's not a normal Greymon, for lack of a better phrasing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm trying to talk myself into the possibility of Gaugamon winning this. I voted for Gaugamon.
I think we can
It's
roughly agree that unless there's multiple bouts of vote stuffing, Sunflomon's third.
who is stuffing the ballot for Sunflowmon?
I didn't say it'd be done for a smart reason.
Like, can they stuff it to make it look less? Like try to bury it down to like let's see if we can get Sunflowmon down below 5%. Seriously,
That could happen anyways.
what's the I'm serious, what's the over under for Sunflowmon's performance here? Is it 15?
See,
10?
that's the thing, is there's so few choices
Right.
that I feel like you could almost, like, I feel like there's actually a possibility of like 20%. That's
Right.
high. That's high, mind you.
I think
But because there's
I,
so few choices, you will get people who look and go, "Oh, Sunflowmon, I'm gonna vote for that one."
I think
Or
I think
I'm going to vote for like my waifu's clunky adult form.
You know what?
oh
You know what?
god.
Okay, Ramon said Sunflowmon already knows it's gonna be third place, and when you look at the photos, it kind of does.
That's why
Like,
that's why I don't like
like,
Sunflowmon. It's
like,
like my one of my least favorite adult forms in this series.
Greymon's like, "Rawr, I'm Geo Greymon." Gaugamon's like, "Rawr, I'm Gaugamon." And then
Sunflowmon's like,
Sunflowmon's like,
Of his people.
Sunflowmon's like,
and I'm here too.
Sunflowmon's like, "A bronze medal doesn't mean much when there's only 3 of us."
And I'm here too, just trying to get a paycheck.
And then moving on from that, we get the weekend batches. So first up, they showed off the wallpaper for the 25th Final Cup Vital Bracelet event, and it's exactly what you would expect, minus the sample text. Then CG World put up an article that went to in depth on Toei, where they were where they recreated their old building in VR and were doing screenings in it. They did an article about that. Not much Digimon was mentioned in there. So, but they did show photos of some of the Digimon decorations, which are scans of old material, which was neat because it's actually like the rooms were supposed to be like circa late 90s generically, and they actually found like the era appropriate marketing images. Some of like that running tie, I'm not sure we've seen since. I think it's on a CD or something from back then. That's about it. And then Oizumi is doing an anime event called the Anime Project in Oizumi. The Toei Museum pointed out if you go there and fill out the survey, you get a Pretty Cure Digimon sticker. And it also posted to remind people to please not print out the survey and bring it to the Toei Museum. They do not have stickers to give you. They are just letting you know to fill out the survey to get the stickers. I'm trying to decide, did they post that generically, or were they already getting people showing up for stickers?
If not for this event, then for a similar previous event,
Yes.
I'm sure.
And then we got it right before the last show, reference book with Cargo Jamon, but worth seeing again. That is just amazing artwork.
Yay, Cargo Dramon.
It's just fantastic. And then
Single-handedly justifying the existence of Seekers.
so far that's the best thing about Seekers is Cargo Dramon.
Cargo Dramon.
And then we get a bunch of updates from China. I love when I'm doing something, then I start getting notification. I'm like, okay, I know this person. They send me Chinese stuff, and they're like, but I'm busy, so I'm looking at them. Like 10 minutes later, I get another message. 30 minutes later, I get another message. I'm like, what are they sending me? And I go look, and it's just a bunch of stuff and more details that make it really easy to write about it. Which is why we do so much about Chinese Digimon fans are the first ones to go, here's a link, here's art in case the link doesn't work. If anything doesn't make sense, please ask me, I'll explain it. So the Shanghai Film Festival, Toei will be presenting a number of films, modern and historical, under the name Traces of Time. So they have Puss in Boots, the 2 original Galaxy Express movies, the 2 Digimon Adventure films, Pretty Cure, Sailor Moon stuff, and the Digimon ones get the second most screenings. The only thing with more screenings is the Galaxy Express movies, which makes sense.
That's fair.
Each of the Digimon ones has 5 screenings each, and it looks like they're one right after the other based on time. I think it's the same screening room. They just give them the same time and you show up and see both. So that's very neat, I think.
And Hikari will have an interlude between them talking about Wallace for some reason.
It's been 4 years. Oh, wait, actually, it'd be 8 years. We need 2 interludes. Oh, wait, no, 1 interlude. The third movie's not showing because no one would care.
Yeah, they're not showing the third movie because it's the third movie.
The third movie, you need to have naps in between whatever plays next.
I
could take a nap. You could just take a nap during.
And they were also announcing that they were doing lotteries for some tickets, so you could just get tickets easily. And then they announced for Children's Day in China, Taobao Life will have various anime stuff, including Digimon Adventure. It's one of those pseudo, not quite VR social stores and that sort of thing. The main things we can see is they're using art that I think most of this was from 2020 and it's rebranded.
I think so.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this, you know what?
I'm getting a weird uncanny valley.
Is this from the U.S. calendar like 3 or 4 years ago where we first saw this art? This isn't 2020 art. I think this is from that U.S. calendar where they drew new stuff.
It looks
I don't
weirdly
remember anymore.
It's uncomfortably familiar.
Yeah,
I have that calendar shoved somewhere in a closet.
It's newish art, but the more I look at it, the more I think it isn't 2020. They also show the weirdly creepy CGI Mimi.
I don't want to talk about that.
That's horrifying.
It's not from 2020 art. There's similar 2020 art to that, but it's not that.
Yeah. And then it's been announced that mobile MMO Roko Kingdom in China. This is a monster collecting battling game. I looked up some screenshots and went, "Oh, this looks like Pokemon." It's doing a collaboration starting in September. As mentioned in a recent poll for collaborations, Digimon was the number 1. Most of September will be pre-reservation. The event will run through November. All they listed as far as Digimon, they listed the final forms from the original anime. So we'll see what pops up. We're not going to be playing it, so someone send us screen caps and or clips when it shows up.
Thank you.
Yeah, this isn't one where the game exists here, but the collaboration doesn't. So maybe stuff will slip in, what was that one game where no one got it, but a few people got it once, and including me, and then I just uninstalled it after getting screen caps.
Oh, what the hell is the name of it?
Was it Puzzle? It wasn't Puzzle and Dragon, but it was like a ripoff of Puzzle and Dragon, I think.
It was a ripoff,
yeah. But Digimon Heroes was a ripoff of Puzzle and Dragon, I think.
I know which game you're talking about. We can move on.
Yeah.
It's that one.
And then social art, which is great. It's raining. Bloom Lordmon is sad. Gamamon has a raincoat.
So
And
It's
random. I
so
love it.
cute. Oh my
and
god.
Quantumon says, right, sunny skies will be soon. You can see the sunlight coming down. Bloom Lordmon, it's hard to draw someone sad who doesn't have features.
That's a poor, sad Char in the Rain.
He didn't get to blow up anyone today. Although Quantumon is weirdly happy about all this. Yeah. And then we have questions. So you guys in chat can throw yours up. First one said, someone wants to know, did we think the new Digimon movie will be in theaters outside of Japan? Yes.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
tried it with Kazuna and got pandemic blocked, but
I mean,
so
it did make it to a few countries though.
yeah,
China did. I think Australia got a few screenings.
I can totally see it. Yeah.
UK did end up with one or two later.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure after we had it on home video.
Yes. Still.
And they're still waiting for it on home video when the
Yeah.
when the theater distributor was
They're
a home video distributor. So everyone was like, this is going to be teasing it. No.
they're on UK time.
Yeah. Yeah, so the only thing that may cause issues is it's opening in October in Japan, which would mean for peak energy you want November, December, which
Oh,
is
good luck with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I know if it's like a 1-day thing,
oh,
then
possibly, but it'll be a 1 day thing on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have to drive 30, 40 miles.
I wouldn't be surprised if they kicked it to like January or something.
Yeah.
Not ideal, but better than Christmas.
Yeah. Or they'll find some convention in November, December to premiere it at. And then at the premiere, they'll be like, in January, it will be in 100 theaters. Woo.
Trying to think if there are any big conventions in November.
I think the first big ones would be Anime LA in January.
Yeah.
There must be something in November, December, though, that we're just not thinking of.
I don't know. It's
I mean
kind of
some used to be around this
like
area, but they kind of got shoved in spring.
there are conventions. It's a question of if there's any big ones. Like they bring some
Yeah,
places too.
yeah, you're right. I mean, that hasn't stopped them before. Where was the 2020 premiere? And we only found out about it like 2 or 3 days before.
I don't remember.
Oh, that was Otakon. No, wait, was it? No, it was.
No, that wasn't
Echo?
Otakon.
No, it was. No, it was a Crunchyroll. Wasn't it the Crunchyroll thing?
I don't think so.
Or is it Crunchyroll or New? I think it was in New York. Trying to think. I think it was.
Digimon Mike Tool, because Mike was there, so it must have been mentioned.
Yeah, I want to say it was something. New York is coming up in my head.
I know Mike Tool was there. Oh wait, it's no, Mike doesn't mention the convention in his tweet. No. Damn. It was November. Oh. Okay, that date that works. That gives us an answer. Was it Anime New York?
I've been thinking New York, so
Yeah. Okay, that is a week before. That's like a week and a half before it comes out in Japan. They actually could do that. Oh, here
yeah.
I finally found my article. It is. Yes, it's Anime New York. So technically, yes, they could do a sub screening right before it comes out in Japan if they wanted to at Anime New York. I don't expect them to, but it's not impossible. Hopefully, they would give us more of a heads up than they did for that one, though, because yeah.
Yeah, that the
Yeah.
movie would be a much bigger deal.
Yeah. Then I got this question completely separate and in a different place, so I believe this is actually a different person. What are older movies you'd want to see again on the big screen, and any specific kind of movie theater you want to be at for them? I mean, before the pandemic, I went to older movies all the time.
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
A bunch of older movies I would love to see in theaters
like
again.
the theater right by my house used to do. I believe it was Tuesday nights. It was $5 tickets and like $8 for all you can eat pizza brought to your seat.
Yeah, my theater does something similar.
Yeah. I mean,
It's-
like,
I used to just do
it's-
like the anniversary ones, like the one for Fifth Element was really
oh, see,
fun.
I would do this also, but like the weekly ones, it'd be like I go there, get the pizza for dinner, and be like Superman, Batman,
yeah.
Rebel Without a Cause, and it'd just be
You know what? I want
Singing
to
in
see
the Rain.
MASH in theaters.
You want to see what?
MASH.
Ooh.
See, the problem is I love MASH, but I love the TV show more.
I love them both.
That is acceptable.
I could see, man, I'd love to see Jurassic Park in theaters, the original.
You know, okay, one of my favorite ones, and Dev, like you said, you like the anniversary screenings. It was
Those are fun.
I believe it was the 25th anniversary screenings thing they did years ago for Ghostbusters. I decided I'm going to go to the first one with my dad. It was like 10 a.m. or whatever. It was like 10 a.m. on a Tuesday or something. We were the only ones in the biggest room at a huge theater. So all to ourselves for Ghostbusters.
Oh, that would be fun.
That was awesome.
Well, I don't. It maybe for a rescreening of something that's a beloved classic. That's something I would probably prefer to watch with a crowd.
Generically, I agree, except I also have the perspective of having sat through Wrath of Khan with an audience.
That's fair.
And someone deciding to, when Khan starts doing the Shakespeare speech, someone like monologuing it themselves in the theater is like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
I want to see Ricardo Montalban do it. I don't want to see the dude who I can clearly hear chewing on popcorn doing it.
That's fair. And with Ghostbusters, which is a comedy,
People are going to quote.
You want to hear the lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like there's like it's like end of Wrath of Khan, a deep moment. Someone's like, Ricardo Montalban doing a deep speech about how much he hates Kirk. I don't need someone in the audience monologuing the speech.
Yeah.
The entire point of the speech is silence and one person saying it right as they're about to fucking die.
Yeah, I can't control for that, but
no, but that's what I mean.
Still,
like, I can control for
having the energy of watching it. Like I watched, like when they re-released the original Star Wars trilogy in theaters, I watched those, and those were fun to watch with a group.
The 97 rescreenings.
Yeah.
Those were so good. Those rescreenings were good. I saw that at a local theater. It was not a big one, but it was a smaller one, and they still had like the old 80s, 90s style seats.
Like as much that was a thing about the late 90s is that Star Wars was just such a legendary thing that as much flack as the special editions and the prequels get now, experiencing them in theaters with a group was so huge.
No, it really was.
What it was such an experience.
It was also an experience because it was fun, and while people were loud, it was never loud to like here's the thing. I like Marvel movies generically. They are such a pain in the ass to go see in theaters.
Oh, I bet. The only one I've seen in theaters.
Thankfully, I don't deal with that.
The only one I've seen in theaters is Guardians of the Galaxy, which thankfully wasn't that much of an issue.
Like I remember the exact moment when it was in Infinity War when Thor shows up at the end with the new hammer, and people went batshit insane. It's like, motherfuckers, Thor's been in the movie. You already saw him get the new hammer. Why are you going apeshit for Thor showing up when it's 20 minutes from the movie ending after Thor's been in it the whole movie?
Yep. Thankfully, Guardians of the Galaxy didn't have any moment like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's just trying to follow the plot.
Yeah. I'm perfectly happy to see stuff in any fucking hole in the wall or nice theater. Like, as long
as it doesn't smell like pee,
yes.
I'm fine.
Like, I love that you can have anime films at nice theaters now. I remember going to every weird-ass theater possible 20 years ago to see anime.
Like, I'm gonna get murdered.
There's theaters I went to that I've tried looking up since then, and I can't find proof they exist. It's like, no, I had to go down 6 flights of stairs. There were escalators. It was clearly dug. It was
somebody had to play the accompaniment on a piano.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I remember this.
This was in some forsaken shithole.
I remember this one theater. It was like in the middle of Hollywood or LA. it was clearly built into like they converted like an old parking structure into like a building. Had to go down a bunch of floors. The theaters were all thin, long rooms, and I saw the Escaflowne movie there, which was a shame. But yeah, old anything old enjoyable. But I have a pretty decent set of peers, so I can live without. If this, like, for when I'm done with work, I've got the disc of Last Starfighter to watch that because they just remastered that. They're remastering Weird Science and Ferris Bueller, which I'll love seeing those. It is great to
Actually,
see
I
them in
want to see
theaters.
Dark. I want to see like the Jim Henson ones in theaters.
Oh, those are all so good. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. For the various upcoming Digimon model kits and figures, are there any that we can't wait to get?
No,
I'll be
Greymon.
I'll be honest. So many of them I lose track of because we find out about them so early. It's like we found out about Shine Greymon was it last October, and I think it's coming out this month now finally. And I think that's a great looking one. I think that's a cool one.
I put together my Dukemon. There's nothing on my radar now. If I see something in the future that catches my eye, like in a
I feel
vendor room or something, I'll probably
I
jump
feel
at it.
like
But
we have to get some more O2 anime themed non-amplified kits soon with the movie coming out.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like a Paledramon kit.
ooh, that might be fun to put together.
Yeah, I'd love to see something like that. Someone wants to know, did we catch any SGDQ runs and did we find any of them good?
No,
I didn't get a
I
chance. I was
did, but
working so
it
much.
being a month early feels like it threw people off on even being aware of it.
I was like, it's not even summer yet. What?
Yeah.
It's not,
I
has
only knew it
GDQ
was
happened
running
already?
because I checked the T-shirt website,
So
Yeti, every day.
these these every year the schedule goes ass up because of course it does. It went up so ass up this year. This is the first time in years I did not stay awake for the end. Um, I watched and did some work on the that I didn't need to watch stuff for, just some paperwork during the Breath of the Wild run, which was blindfolded, which was fucking psychotic.
I
I
have to
can
go
see
back
that.
and find
Yeah,
that
that I might
now.
have to dig
Yeah.
out.
Hour and a half long, starting, and the entire time they're playing blindfolded for Breath of the Wild. And they finished it.
Oh my god.
Wow. I heard of blind punch out runs, but
Oh, no, absolutely. Like, and they even point
that
out at the
sounds
beginning,
on a whole
like,
nother level.
they even point out at the beginning, like, Mario, even Mario 64, there are specific rules to how
Mm,
movement and sounds work that you can use to get through it. And they go,
yeah.
think about that. That does exist for the Breath of the Wild. It's just far more complicated.
Did they use the speedrun strats for like the Great Plateau, or did they do those
I
conventionally?
the earliest stuff was when I was doing paperwork and I had stuff muted
Oh,
because I had to
okay.
pull up some audio, so I missed a lot of the
That's what I
early
would.
stuff.
That's what I would be curious about. Like,
Um,
did they
but
hack through the shrines and stuff?
so I they definitely didn't have a lot of hearts, so I don't think I think they did enough to have tools because they had bombs, I believe. Um,
Okay.
so the interesting thing is,
How the heck do you shield bounce on a with blindfolded?
so they
Oh
did
man.
at the end they did showing off some blindfolded tricks, some of which
Mm-hmm.
were in fact speedrun moves,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like how you could get to the castle quickly and stuff like that. But the most interesting to me is, do you remember what happens in Breath of the Wild if you try to go to the castle after the plateau?
Like immediately after the plateau?
Yes. Do
Um.
you know what actually happens if you go to fight Ganon?
You
You
mean
have to like
you have to go
the
through the other
Yes.
calamity, other blights?
Yes. So that means he had to not only get past the
Yeah.
plateau and get to the castle and then get to the throne room, he had to fight all four blights,
Mm-hmm.
Then Ganon.
That doesn't so much surprise me. I mean, I'm already impressed enough that speedrunners get through all of them naked with 3 hearts. So
So the one thing,
blindfold
so the
just
one,
adds like, okay, that's just
so
another
the
little
one,
notch of difficulty
the
up.
one thing I do remember was he was there by about like 40 minutes, and then 40 or 50 minutes was running around the castle grabbing equipment.
That's typical though. That's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
normal.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is
Yeah, no,
there what
speedruns you there are
Memorizing where that
specific things
shit
you,
is.
yeah.
yeah.
Minus like the couch explaining shit, it was very much a relatively normal blind run from what I saw, which I fully admit I saw less than half of it. I did learn some new stuff from when I was fully watching though at the end. Like I did not know that when you're fighting Pig Ganon at the end, the light arrows, Pig Ganon has no hitbox for the light arrows except for where you hit. So if you know where the spots are, you can shoot through him.
Oh,
So being blind doesn't matter as long as you know the
okay.
angles. You don't have to position yourself on either
Just
side.
kind of shoot at the certain angle and it'll
Yes.
hit him.
Yes.
Okay,
So
that's
I'm like,
interesting.
oh, I don't recall that ever.
I
I'm
I
sure.
feel like I might have accidentally taken advantage of that and not
Yeah,
realized it before.
yeah. It makes one or two times. Like I'm thinking one or two times when I played through, I'm like, when I thought I missed and something hit, I'm like, that might explain that.
Yeah.
The best run that I saw was definitely Baron of Shell though, which was a Grand Pooh Bear playing a really hard Mario game. And that was supposed to be like, oh, we're near the end. And that started at 1:40 a.m. if you want to know how late everything was.
Oh God.
Um,
Damn.
We'll
I
just watch some of the stuff on
yeah,
YouTube when it comes out
I
later.
stayed up through the event recap, which ended at 3 a.m. and they were only getting ready to start the final race.
Oh my God.
My God.
Yeah, and they normally try to plan it to end around midnight ish, so you can see how far back things fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some good ones. There's definitely ones that I need to go back and check just from doing work. Like I missed. I really want to see the Tony Hawk's Underground one.
You know, it'd be funny if Tony Hawk actually showed up to do the run and no one knew who the fuck he was.
But yeah, like Tony Hawk's Underground is a massive game, and the person gets through it in like 34 minutes.
Hmm.
And that's where the time's low enough where I'm not sure if they glitched or if they just cheesed it as much as they could.
I don't know enough about that game to wonder.
It is multiple open world areas where you
Yeah.
can
I mean,
actually like you can get
but the
off the
thing is
skill.
with the Breath of the Wild speed runs, there's the glitching part is only like the first half of the run.
Oh yeah.
Once you get those first four shrines done and get the paraglider, everything after that is completely
Yeah.
conventional.
And of course, one of the big high points which I recommend for anyone is Spike Vegeta running the Majora's Mask randomizer. That was great fun, and there's a reason why
I'm
they always have him co-host interviews and stuff. Very,
the fact that I enjoy Link to the Past randomizer so much makes me want to look into like Ocarina and Majora's Mask randomizers, even though I have never
so
played those.
so watch his run of the Majora's Mask randomizer. He plays with rules. I don't remember the exact how the rules were set up, but they called them blitz. Watch that, and
Mhm.
it's just insanely good.
I know there was a Link to the Past randomizer one done at a GDQ where it was with the spoiler log, so you know where everything is in
Uh,
advance, and it's all
so
about execution.
so they do those sometimes. The best one that I remember at GDQ was I think it was the Link to the Past / Metroid one,
Hmm.
where anytime you go through a door or a hole, that
You
is
pop
actually
out and
that is connected to a door or a hole in Metroid, and you pop
yeah,
out in Metroid, and vice
yep.
versa. It
There's entire tournaments for
Yeah,
that.
it is
That's a whole
insane.
thing.
But yeah,
Has some
I missed a lot, which I'm going to go back and check. Like, what do I actually want to see? What was I asleep? I believe I was busy when they did Minish Cap, and I would like to see Minish Cap.
I saw the Minish Cap one. I forget what happened for the most part, but that's one of my favorite Zelda games.
Yeah. I missed the Link Between Worlds one. I did see
I need to play that still. I keep getting like halfway through the
It
game
is
and then
excellent.
stopping.
yeah,
I know.
they did both Bloodstained Curse of the Moons in a row. And the first runner for that was Blacktastic, who last year gave up his slot to get them back on schedule. So they made it a whole block this time of whereas both of those games, then Castlevania Symphony of the Night, those were fun. And it shows, good guy who gave up his slot last time so that stuff could keep going, and they made good on it this time. They did a Peggle speedrun.
I heard about that.
That was
I don't know what.
fantastic.
I'm not sure what to make of it, but
Oh, it
I've
was
heard
great.
about it.
It was great, honestly. And then last question. Do you think Digimon will be at Anime Expo again this year? So there's an interesting asterisk here. So I always give the questions I put together the questions that we get on really late Sunday, put them together, throw them to Lost to put in the notes, and throw them to AR and Dev so they had them ahead of time. Today, Anime Expo put out their schedule.
Oh.
There's nothing Digimon officially on the schedule. There is a Bandai Entertainment panel. I don't know if I'd expect them to.
Yeah,
Probably like
I
some
doubt
card
it.
game
It's
stuff.
it's possible. No. I mean specifically a Bandai Entertainment, like the video game division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like
Now,
generally.
here's the thing. They have announced Digimon game stuff at that equivalent panel before. But I feel like I feel like it's not a great time they're going to be doing movie marketing. I feel like doing something around DigiFes would make more sense.
Yeah, there
But
are better
yeah,
venues to announce
yeah.
a new game.
I probably would not have chosen this question if I knew if a few hours later we were going to get the schedule. And the person also,
It makes us sound smarter because we have a better idea.
yeah,
Even though I don't think we're surprised to not expect anything.
no. But yeah, it if there had been a Digimon panel, I would have gone, oh, they could have shown stuff for the movie, but we got it like right at the best time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
last year that was right in the middle of the Survive hype, so
Yeah, it really
that made
sense.
sense too.
Yeah. Okay. AR, what are you doing? What have you done? And what shall you be doing?
I'm drowning in convention work. I have multiple convention works to do this week. It's fun. So I did post something last week. I was ranking the endings of all the different Digimon series. That way, I put that up a week or two ago. That's worth checking out. It's kind of some interesting ranking choices there.
Do you put in the ending in show or the last thing we've gotten for each respective universe?
Ending in show.
Okay, so Tamers will rank highly then.
Yes. Tamers was number 2.
Let's see. I'm trying to think.
For a minute there, I thought you meant like the ending themes.
No, I'm talking about the actual how the series concluded.
If Tamers is 2,
okay,
I'm trying to think. Is there anything I could imagine being one that isn't Adventure with Tamers being 2?
You're gonna have to read the article to find out.
No, I think I can just say it's Adventure.
It is not Adventure.
Then you're wrong, and your choices are wrong.
Adventure was 3, and I explain why.
I'm trying to think what would actually be.
Obviously, it's Digimon Savers.
No, God, no. Actually, Savers slipped. This ending of Savers slipped quite a bit since I did System Restore. Like, the more I think about the Savers ending, the more I'm like, actually, I'm not a fan. So Savers is towards the bottom.
Where is this shit? 1 second. No.
No, I'm gonna let you keep going and let people read the article.
God, that GDN person always posts the best artwork.
Dev, give us
that's a head shit answer, AR. I won't spoil it. They have to go read it. That's a hedge.
The more I think about it, the more I stand by it. Dev, what's your article of the day?
Pillowmon, because I'm so sleepy. Actually, no, fuck it. I did that one before. Make it Belphamon sleep mode, because that's how I feel. I am so goddamn tired.
Yeah, Belphamon sleep mode. Same mood, but Savers.
Savers is actually lower on this list than I expected, to be honest.
It's gone down in my estimation.
Yeah. And I can be found at With the Will as always. We will catch you guys in about 2 weeks. Possibly even talking about Digimon Dreamers. We will see. Thank you everyone for showing up. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.